So my 10-year-old was diagnosed with UC. Psychologist thinks that he has PTSD. Getting him a therapist ASAP. Thank you for making that connection. So what do you think was what was the hard to digest shitty thing in his life he wanted to get rid of? But so you got it, guys. So imagine it's something hard to digest in our life is floating around in our life. A lot of us, we perceive baby food as hard to digest. Really ridiculous. But for a lot of us, for me, it was women. Oh my God, why is she behaving? Why is she mad at me? Why can't I get her to take her clothes off? I go to the gym and I look attractive. Like, why doesn't she like me? Why can't I get more YouTube views? This is something this is the YouTube algorithm. How do I digest the algorithm so I can get what I want? What was your son's conflict? Did he finally get access to Fortnite or something? Like, what was he digesting? Hey guys, I'm juggling 2 screens right now. So share with me, because a lot of people, it's hard to talk into food. I have fried rice. Here we got fried rice. Guys, I ate this crap every day. I am not a little holistic, like, oh my God, seed oils. Guys, how attractive am I right now? Oh my God, seed oils are going to give me diarrhea. Who's going to want to reproduce with me? How weak do you have to be to perceive food is hard to digest? It's stupid. I understand where this comes from, but we really have to drop this ridiculousness. I used to be stupid. I used to believe all this nonsense, but after working with people for, I was doing the holistic nutbaggery shit for, I don't know, like 3 years. And it was just after a while, just like 50% of the people would get better if they stayed on the holistic nut job stuff. 50, and then another 50% just would get absolutely nowhere. But then when we started German New Medicine, I mean, people get rid of symptoms, like they get rid of food intolerance super fast. And then just depending on where the person is with their conflicts, it can take anywhere from 1 to 2 months to see some real big improvements. I had indigestible anger for literally my whole life. Some people, they've literally just been in a situation for about a year or two, maybe even a few months. They get better super fast. Oh. It's kind of weird mixing Mexican food and Thai food. This is my girlfriend. She's probably going to get mad at me for eating this. I'm trying not to eat too much. The Thai restaurant's right across the street, so it's not too far away. So what a lot of people don't consider, is that the symptoms themselves are their conflicts. Blah. My 7-year-old has chronic, I guess we're saying constipation, fluctuates, but something we try to manage with a balanced diet and sufficient water intake. What should we also do? So constipation is something hard to digest in his life, isn't moving forward. Diet has nothing, guys, I want you to think about this. Diet has nothing to do with constipation. The food never touches what makes the food move forward. What makes the move forward is the intestinal muscles. They go like this, they go like this, they go like this, they go like this. And the food moves slowly like a snake through the intestines. The brain is controlling this movement. So when the constipation started, we need to ask ourselves, the 7-year-old, what is something hard to digest in his life that isn't moving forward? So for him, I don't know, what was some of the stress I was going through when I was a 7-year-old? I freaking hated going to school. Maybe it has something to do with school. Maybe it's somebody on the playground. Maybe it's something going on with one of his friends. Maybe it's something that has to do with sports. Like, what changed it? It's a conflict active symptom. What what caused that? Oh, this is good. This Thai food is good. It's good. Seed oils are delicious, guys. Don't know what you're missing out on. Butter's great, but you can't fry with butter. Glad to see you're doing better, Trophy. Yes, accepting your health advice healed me in a major way. What were you dealing with, Trophy? I remember seeing some of your comments. Did I miss anything on Instagram? Man, I don't even want to eat my Chipotle burrito. What does GNM think about steroids? So, something the holistic community does is like they just demonize everything that's not holistic or not natural. And, steroids serve a purpose, So when we understand German new medicine, we understand where our symptoms are coming from, we can use different drugs more intelligently. So steroids are a stimulant. They're a power, depending on what prednisone is, a very powerful stimulant. And so most of the symptoms that are causing us pain are, they're sympathetic, they're parasympathetic symptoms, they're vagatonic symptoms. So when we take this drug that's a stimulant, it makes us a little less in rest, digest, and heal mode. And so it takes the edge off of the symptoms. But in my experience, I don't find them to be all that effective because I've seen so many people get horrible, horrible symptoms, whether they are on a steroid or they're like having steroids being injected into their veins. Like it's really the brain is driving the ship. The brain is driving the body. And these medications, they do have a place. Antibiotics, they do have a place, and they can help us. Going to the hospital and getting blood transfusions and painkillers, like these things can serve a purpose, but it's almost all for nothing if we don't get the root cause under control. Oh, reoccurring cold sores on the upper lips, herpes, my favorite thing to talk about. We'll talk about that. Let me take another bite of my food, guys. I think when's my next meeting? Oh no, it's in an hour and a half. It's in about an hour, but I need to have my voice rest. But high organic love. Oh man, we're getting overwhelmed with comments. I like that though. It's a good problem to have. Not even chewing my food. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I didn't chew my food. All right, so someone's asking about cold sores. And so this is caused by feeling attacked or by feeling dirtied, feeling soiled. So just having a cold sore on your lip, that's a conflict resolution of an attack conflict or feeling soiled conflict. So having the sore there itself can make that person more conflict active and cause more cold sores. So it's a resolution of the corium skin of an attack conflict. That's what it is. But diet has nothing to do with it, only your perception of the diet. Do I like the US better than Ukraine? I mean, I'm glad I'm not being shot at, but I lived in a very nice city in Ukraine, and I do miss it a lot. Yeah, I mean, it was like $300 a month in rent to live there, so I do miss versus three freaking thousand. God, LA is so ridiculous. I mean, we're paying like $3,500 a month in rent, and there's like freaking homeless people like sitting out the front door of our apartment. It's ridiculous. So someone's asking, Mike, I believe all food is safe, but why am I still getting symptoms? Because you are resolving the hard to digest. There's other things. So there's symptoms themselves we're trying to digest for a lot of people. There's hard to digest foods that we perceive to be hard to digest. And then there's also the stress that the stress itself, like your business, your job, or your relationships. You don't only for a day. You don't need to blame food. It's not food, it's your perception of the food. It's caused by an attack conflict. I just helped one girl get better, and she was being, really, oh my God, it was food, it was this, it was that. And I was teaching her German new medicine, and so every once in a while she'd be like, oh, it's not working. I went on the diet and they really came back. And I was like, look, like, no, this happened, that happened, and this happened. And it was like, oh, okay. Now her skin issues are completely gone and she's eating whatever she wanted. It just took her a little while to see this new perception. Hey, can you give me some tips and examples on how to meditate? Guys, I do not meditate. I'm the wrong guy to ask. I'm more of a manly man, and I'm like, meditation's for babies. Suck it up. Be a man. Men aren't allowed to have emotions. Just deal with it. Get on with your life. I mean, that's the way I deal with it. But no, you can meditate. It's good to meditate on your conflicts. I mean, if you are going to meditate. Rebecca says, or what would be a good step to take? I have a fear of being abandoned again and again, and I'm very overweight. Thanks, Mike. So the abandonment conflict of being overweight. I mean, how do you resolve that? It really depends on the situation. Can I eat a frog? No, I can barely eat vegetables, guys. Can't eat a frog. Frog legs, I heard they're delicious. Ay, ay, ay. The fried rice is so good. How do you calm your mind? So, I think the big problem a lot of people are having nowadays is it's so easily to be distracted in the modern world. Um, It's so easily to be distracted in the modern world. Instead of us, this is something that I did. But instead of like really dealing with my problems, like learning how to be a better man, learning how to make more money, learning how to just be a normal functioning human being, I wasted so much time playing video games and watching stupid TV shows and watching stupid videos on YouTube. Most of our problems get so out of control and we're so worried about them because we're so busy wasting our time on stupid shit. Oh. Someone's saying I need to buy XRP on crypto. At the market's at the bottom. Now's a good time to buy. I'm hoping it would go down a little bit more, but I think we're pretty much at the bottom. A lot of charts make it look like it's not going any lower. Any questions? Why did Fiora have a question mark there? I'm just eating food and showing you guys that not to be afraid of food. All right, guys, here's a good example. This person says that they went on my diet a long time ago and they got better. And they've been symptom free for a long time, but now the symptoms have returned. So why? So the stress returned and they resolved it. It's that simple. So the way that we move forward is we got to identify what the conflict was, stop blaming food, understand our symptoms from a German new medicine perspective, and then what do we need to do to make this conflict impossible to experience again? That's it. Those 4 things. And so I show people how to do that inside the Rapid Gut Healing Program. And I also have one-on-one coaching now that people can apply to do with me and my other things. Do you drink sodium bicarbonate water? No, I don't. I drink sparkling water. So I was abandoned by my father and mother, and now I get abandoned by my partners. And I think that is why I'm overweight. I think so too. It's a feeling abandoned conflict. I saw somebody put on weight because they were separated from their girlfriend due to all the recent things of the past 2 years, all the restrictions we had. And now all the restrictions are gone and he and his girlfriend are getting married, they're engaged, and all of his, most of his weight is gone now. He resolved the abandonment conflict by just, it happened naturally. It's difficult to choose between high carb diet, meat diet, and the fruit diet. Guys, all diets are stupid. They really are. I don't know how the human race has complicated such a freaking simple, stupid thing. So we have the work of Weston A. Price, and we also have Sally Fallon's book called Nourishing Diets. Just read those 2 books. If you want to make it really simple, just read Nourishing Diets. We essentially eat just like the USDA food pyramid. And I know that's going to ruffle your guys' feathers the wrong way, but it's the truth. Food isn't causing your symptoms. Only your perception of those foods are causing your symptoms. So we really need to it's such an insanely crazy idea to think food and energy and nutrients isn't good for you. Seed oils. everyone else sees this and they're fine, but I'm going to die. Like, you need to be bitch slapped. You need the stupidness bitch slapped out of you. I get it. I used to do it myself, but it is insanely ridiculous. The body is pretty stupid. Like, you can just think about a lemon, and your mouth is going to start to water and stuff. It's like, oh my god, there's a lemon. He's thinking about a lemon. We need to get ready for the lemon. Like, when we're trying to digest hard to digest things in our life, our body's going to react in a certain way depending on our personality and stuff. Free girls in your cities, guys. Oh, guys, I'm almost full. How long we been? It's been 20 minutes. I want to show you guys more often that I really eat just like a normal person. I'm not being a crazy freak. Oh, I gotta eat 80-20, and if I eat 21% bad foods, then I'm going to die. Shut up. How is my approach different? I'm the only one who addresses the root cause of the problem. That's why. I've already tried everything. I can't tell you all the things I've shot up my butt to try to heal my Crohn's. Enema, water, coffee, yogurt, raw milk. I mean, you name it. I've tried it. I've tried every diet. If I haven't tried it, I've seen somebody else try it. You know, I see people gain 20 pounds, 30 pounds in a month or two just because they address the root cause of the problem. They stop blaming food. They get the source of stress in their life under control, and they just get better. You can see it in their brain scans. GNM is the only thing, German New Medicine is the only thing that actually explains what is actually going on in the body. So Crohn's happens. I have a lot of people tell me this. They go, oh, there's no stress in my life. And I talk to them for literally 15 minutes. And it's like, oh, I have 3 girlfriends. I'm like, dude, you were just freaking telling me you had no stress in your life. And you have like kids with one woman. And you don't want them to find out the other one. I'm like, your life is, I'm stressed out just talking to you. But the point is, the symptoms start when you resolve the conflict. You have an incurable disease you're going to have for the rest of your life, and you're telling me you're not stressed out? You have been in this stress for so long, you are numb to it. So, what happens in German New Medicine when you have multiple sources of stress? So, organs get put on into that. Organs get put into overdrive when it's a conflict shock, a stressful situation that catches you off guard. So not every type of stress is putting an organ in and out of overdrive. So that's how we need to look at it. So we got to understand. So a lot of people think that their Crohn's is caused by stress, and other people are like, oh, it's an infection. And so, I mean, this is a theory that's been disproved over 100 years ago. So Dr. Crohn's, the founder of Crohn's disease, or the discoverer, he would look at people's gut microbiome, and they'd be like, wow, there's a lot of tuberculosis bacteria, and there's this E. coli, this and that, and candida. And so he would culture that, and then he would put it into the guts of rats, guinea pigs, rabbits, whatever, and they would not develop Crohn's. So there, proof that Crohn's is not caused by an infection. So what's really happening is that these bad bacteria and fungi are actually created by our own cells, and they're helping us remove these extra gut cells we no longer need. That's what's really happening. People do what are those disgusting things called? Fecal matter transplants. People do fecal matter transplants, and they never ever get better. Ever. They have like a super low success rate. It's because it's only the person's belief that they will get better, and then they magically resolve their stress somehow, like the stars align. That's the only time where it appears successful. I wouldn't say I help people heal anxiety, or I need to, once I show people that this was the stress that caused their gut issues, it destroys the holistic nonsense beliefs. That's my strategy. First, we have to map. You have to understand where your symptoms came from. Oh my God, every new medication I try, I get symptoms. So medications are bad. Oh, every time I have, even though I'm a Christian, every time I have gluten, the body of Christ, I get symptoms. Oh, I really want to smack Christians that are afraid of gluten. It's ridiculous. And when people see that, like, oh, your symptoms started when you finally got that job promotion and you celebrated by having cake at your favorite restaurant, and then your symptoms started because you're getting rid of the extra gut cells because you finally got the promotion or whatever the resolution was. But no, they blame the cake. Oh, I've had cake a million times, but this cake caused it. Well, you're wearing rose-colored glasses. You've heard a lot of good stories with fecal matter transplants, because I've heard nothing but shit. And these people are like, oh, yeah, I have fecal matter transplants, but they're also on some crazy diet. They're also taking some, like, it's total nonsense. Joey says, I started praying before meals, and I swear my digesting and bloating is way better. That makes sense, because that helps you perceive the foods as easy to digest and safe. Somebody's eating McDonald's and a McFlurry as an IBS sufferer. Well, at least you're not afraid of food. That's good. That's a good start. Yeah, like I used to see the exact same things the way that you used to. Fluor, sorry, I can't say your name, but it's just the holistic community is so ridiculous. Like I really want to scream. Oh my God, this is true 10% of the time. Let's base our whole life philosophy off of it. You serious? Oh, I'm healed as long as I stay on this diet. Okay, let's bend the terms a little bit more. Why can everybody else eat this and you can't? It is all it's all in our mind is true, but it's like it doesn't describe what's really going on. a conflict shock put our gut into overdrive, and we're still haunted by it somehow. That's the truth of the matter. All right, guys. It's been 30 minutes. Does this help you? Seeing me, you guys watching me eat like a slob? Oh. I want to finish this Chipotle burrito, but the fried rice is just so much tastier to me right now for some reason. So you're saying we're psychosasmatics? Yes, but there's a lot more fine details to it, which German New Medicine exposes. Someone's asking, what is the fee for your one-on-one online coaching? So I have the Rapid Gut Healing Program, and that's still $497. But for one-on-one coaching, it's gonna. You can either do it with me or one of my other coaches, and that starts at $1,997. And we do, and it's that because I want to work with somebody for 3 months. Because usually what happens when they sign up for 1 month, they don't understand it all, and they go, "Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, it's an infection." I have to slap some. It takes a good month of slapping some sense into you guys. Even my crazy psycho self, I needed a good. I worked with Carolina, the woman who translated German New Medicine into English. I spent a good 3 months with her just learning this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I think steroids are, I love you eating like a slob. I do believe my UC is triggered by stress, and I'm in a flare right now, triggered by major life events that I couldn't control. I just want to have a form stool right now. So D, you resolved something hard to digest. You're working with high carb health, Floor? If you're working with high carb health, you need to those guys are idiots. GERD is a little different. GERD is a conflict active symptom. It's caused by territorial anger or an identity conflict. You guys, and this German New Medicine is not me. I didn't come up with it. It was created by a German doctor. I'm just spreading the word in English and in more attractive terms. So Floor, if you want my honest opinion, run away from high carb health. Those guys are idiots. Following a vegan diet is very dangerous. Your body is burning through protein, and it needs lots of protein. And they're just creating more food phobias. I have seen so many people hurt by their protocol. It's not funny. I've seen so many people hurt by their protocol. It's ridiculous. It doesn't address the root cause of the problem. People come out like, "Oh, I'm healed. And you can see their rib cage. It's ridiculous. Cold sores are caused by an attack conflict or feeling soiled conflict. Yes, gastritis is going to be an identity conflict or a territorial anger conflict, depending on your handedness. and your gender. So D is asking, when will I have better form stools then? So your stools will form up when the healing phase completes. I don't know how long that's going to be. It depends. You might be having conflict relapses and stuff. It just depends. I am able to digest dairy. I am not able to digest dairy. So you need to change this type of the way that you talk to yourself. Are you telling me that you are so weak and so pathetic that you can't digest baby food? Do you understand how ridiculous that statement is? I understand you might react to it, but we need to start looking differently at energy and nutrients. Okay? So your symptoms aren't caused by these foods, they're caused by a certain type of stress in your life. Don't blame baby food for your symptoms, guys. You have to look for the emotional root cause. Hair loss is a separation conflict. And I don't have enough information to say much else, because muscle cramps is a healing crisis symptom. What's being allergic to pet dander? So think about that. That's a subconscious reminder. That can be a subconscious reminder of like a separation conflict from like a pet that passed away, or being attacked by a cat. I was afraid of cats growing up because, I was afraid of them because I would just get attacked by cats when I was little. But now I love cats. And when they scratch me, I don't get all puffed up and stuff because I'm not afraid of them anymore. How broadly does GNM cover health? I'm 90% sure disease is the most. I'm 95% sure disease is the most logical, sound way GNM explains it. Why does hair loss affect older men? If the cause is a separation conflict, why not girls too? So GNM, explains everything. That's another reason why I was really drawn to GNM. It's hard to see here. Women suffer from a lot of hair loss issues. They're just a lot better at hiding it than men are. They got extensions, they could dye their hair and all this stuff. Women are just very good at hiding their hair loss. Women have, and just men are more prone to experiencing separation issues, because like a woman can find a mate like the next day. There's so many guys out there looking for girls where it's kind of hard for a guy to find a good girl. So, Angelina, if you're dealing with gastritis, burning pain is conflict active. Pressure pain, vomiting is the resolution, is when you're in the healing phase. So what's the solution for feeling bloated and cramped after having dairy? Is like, you need to stop blaming dairy, and you need to find the stress in your life that's actually causing these symptoms instead. Thoughts about coffee causing loose stools? Coffee can cause loose stools, but I know tons of people who drink coffee and they have perfectly formed stools all the time. So it's really not that big of a cause. So you get muscle cramps during a resolution, a conflict resolution. And I think muscles, I'm not super familiar with muscles, but if you look it up on Learning GNM, I think it's some sort of a self-evaluation conflict or something. So maybe after a set, you're like, oh yeah, I resolved my conflict, and it goes and it spasms or something like that. That's what I would. I'm probably wrong with what I just said, but I'm in the right ballpark. I'd have to read the website. Okay, guys. I need to rest my vocal cords before my next meeting. So you can apply to sign up for one-on-one coaching with me and my other coaches, but that's going to be a bigger price. You know, it's going to be like in the 2,000 price range, or you can sign up for the Rapid Gut Healing Program, and that's going to be $497. So, yeah, guys. Bye-bye.